Hello everybody, been a minute but I'm back. This video I'm gonna talk about why I believe that ISTPs seem to get along with ENFPs, ESTJs, ENTJs so well. I've been thinking about it for a while. I always hear online they always tell you that if you're an ISTP, get with a become friends with a ESTJ, ENTJ, or ENFP, or uh, if you're looking for a relationship like boyfriend girlfriend with one, that's the best one to pick. I mean, that's not necessarily true in all cases, because that's just they just tell you that because those are the types that will bring the best out of you, and if you're an ISTP, and you'll probably bring the best out of them too. So, um, so I've been trying to analyze and use my introverted thinking to analyze it, and my extroverted sensing. That's what ISTPs do when they're trying to figure stuff out. But yeah, so I come up with my own theories on it. Basically, I've never heard any of these theories anywhere else, and for the most part, they seem like they have been proven wrong. So pretty confident about these. So basically, so you look at the ENFP. Let's start with them. Reason why ISTPs and ENFPs get along so well. When an ISTP meets an ENFP, uh, it's like something about them grabs our attention. It's a weird type of feeling. Like they say, you ever hear the term opposites attract, right? That's kind of what it is in a way. It's not exactly what it is, but that's kind of what it is. Cause look at the letters. Like we have one letter in common. We're almost opposites, but we're not opposites. We have one letter in common. We got a P at the end of our personality. So opposites attract is not really the right way to put it. So instead, really, the best way to put it into words, the reason why we get along, uh, we get along because it's like we're basically the same person, like we're the same type basically. I know that sounds weird. It doesn't sound stupid, but listen, like we're the same type because like when I look at an INFP, an INFP is basically everything that an ISTP tries not to be, and the ENFP, I meant to say ENFP, but yeah, an ENFP is everything. I mean, and an ISTP is everything that an ENFP tries not to be in every way, basically. Everything the ENFP tries to be is everything an ISTP tries not to be, and vice versa. So that's why. So then it comes out to us being able to understand each other real easily. But it's never like we don't understand why we understand each other, but we end up being able to understand each other, and we end up liking the same sort of getting along and having fun together real easily because of that. That's the reason why. And before you try to, you know, if anybody before you disagree, I ask you please to try and see if it's true. And I believe it's probably, I assume, I'm not sure because I haven't tested this out, but I also believe that this is true for other types. Like I think it's probably, I imagine that it's true for other types, but it might not necessarily make it, like the thing that I mean that's true with other types, like I imagine it's true that if we have the same letter, same last letter, that the other person will be, except for all the different letters and just the same last letter, that the other person will be everything that you try not to be. But it might not necessarily make it. But if that fact is true, that might not necessarily mean that y'all will get along or that you will be interested in the other person. It might make it so that you won't get along. It probably. I think it depends on what two types they are. But I still think that this is true. Like ESTPs and INFPs, I wonder if that is true for them. I assume it is because if it works for this, if it works for ESTPs and ISTPs and ENFPs, and then I assume it does. And I have tested it, like not tested, but observed it, you know, Like I observe a INFP, then I observe a ESTP, and it does seem true so far. So it has been proven wrong. So yeah, that's what I believe as of right now. Until it can be proven wrong, let me know. Somebody can let me know if they want. And so ESTJs. Let me go into that. Reason why we get along with ESTJs. When you when an ISTP meets an ESTJ, right? Notice that we had the same two in the letters. We both are we both are ST types, but the other two letters are different, like the E and the J. So the reason why we get along is because we interest each other. When we talk to each other, like when I talk to ESTJ and I say something when we're talking about stuff, the ESTJ, I say stuff that interests the ENTJ. Like it's interesting to hear my point of view to them, and it's interesting for me to hear their point of view, because basically all of our functions are exactly the same, except every introverted function that I have is an extroverted function for them, and every extroverted function I have is an introverted function for them. So in this particular case, that makes it so that we get along. So yeah, that's why ESTJs and ISTPs would naturally get along. So that's what they. So that's really. So those are the reasons why they tell you that they get along, and we do get along. Like, I mean, you can be an ISTP, and maybe because you're introverted, maybe you don't have never had an opportunity to meet one, or been interested in. Maybe they never grabbed your interest or something like that. But if you ever do meet a ESTJ or something like that, ENFP or an ENTJ, you'll get along. Oh yeah, and ENTJs. That's something I didn't haven't ventured into that much. I figured that out. But I know how, I understand why we get along, but I just haven't put in the words that well yet, and the words that other people understand. Like, but I think it has some. It probably, I assume it has something to do with the fact that they're so similar to, even though they look different, they always look different than ESTJs, but it's the fact that they're so similar to ESTJs that it will work with we get along with them too. But I really think it's because we our ideas interest each other. We both have ideas from different points of views. But that's all I got. Thanks.